I told Connor, let's call it a day. I just work out, and I just keep seeing him walking around the boat like a madman with his epoxy. He just is looking for all the holes because he just loves epoxy now.
It's so fun. I knew.
So we took the old GPS out. We just shipped it to someone in Florida, and he's fixing up that patch. And I know he's been talking about these. There we have these little drain holes that look like they've been a little chipped. So he just nicely finished it off there. Good job, Con.
Yeah, it looks alright.
He's a painter now. He's an epoxy painter now.
There's no signs of real rot, but it was kind of like a little bit wet wood there. Wasn't sealed at all, so throw a little bit of this filler over there. It's kind of wet, so it's sealing nice. I mean, kind of leveling out nicely too. Just kind of glob it in there with the toothpick or popsicle stick, and voila!
Trying to show you a little before.
And just all this little rotty space here. Looks like they tried to clean them out, but yeah, it's kind of a tough place to put actual mat in there. But they tried their best, it looks like, and it just is kind of rotting away. So I'm just gonna do the filler, little fairing compound in there, and hopefully that'll kind of fill it up and seal it. Should be fine.
There you go. I had zoomed in.
Alright, so today's project, I'm going to be moving this water pump. Basically, this is for our shower sump pump, and it's a diaphragm pump, so it can tolerate a little elevation and self-priming and all that. But this is a decent spot for it, I guess, because of that capability, but it really clogs up that access to the transmission back there, and like I couldn't even get to the dipstick back there without really kind of contorting myself in there. So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to put this, since this is the fill, I'm going to put that down deeper into the bilge on the other side there. Hopefully that'll all route fairly easily. It was kind of janky mounted right there anyway, so I'm assuming it was somewhere else in the first place, but yeah, we'll figure that out and give us a little bit better access. We had a little transmission leak, which we actually knew about when we bought the boat, but yeah, gonna have to get to that, so I figure we might as well try and clear out this area as much as possible. So first of all, this induction cooktop has been one of the best investments ever. Probably won't work that well when we're out at sea, because we'll have to be relying on solar panel power, and I don't know if we're going to actually be able to produce that much power to run this thing. But it's great for at the dock. Super clean, nice and easy to clean. We don't have to fill up our propane while we're at the dock. Got free power here. And then second, my invention here is a little PC fan. Goes right out the window and takes all the smoke out with it. So cool little setup we got here. In the future I might try to, this is a vent out through the little cowl out there, and so is this actually. I might try to find a little inline fan that kind of fits up into there and wire that up somehow, but for now that little PC fan propped in the window will do. It does a great job. Don't mean to insult you, little fan, but I'd like to have something a little bit more permanent and still extract all the heat and grease from everything while we're cooking. So, alright, so doing a little bit of fabricating today. We're working on the shaft brake. So basically I got this little square stock here. It used to have a little piston that this was attached to. This sheared off the piston. That went down to this little area down here. See if I can get some light on there. So there's these 3 blades that line up with the propeller, so it locks it in position, in the most efficient position for the least drag and everything too. So it's a super cool design to have. It was designed, I think, in the 70s or something like that, and the previous owner, or the one before him, sheared that thing off. So now I'm just trying to reinvent the wheel a little bit here. I got this attached back. This is what will stop that. So it's catching on the blade that's below this one that you can see. And it's attached there. The idea is to put another one here and then have it kind of hinged so it'll push that one and create tension there. Doing a little fabrication, just cut that down the middle with the Sawzall, and then I kind of grinded it out to smooth it out a little bit. It's not perfect yet, just kind of concept right now. We'll keep you posted on the rest of it.
Are we done with projects?
Never. So we started this project before haul out and all that, and I was feeling really inspired and kind of had my engineering hat on, and it seemed like it was going to work out great. It was you know, this was mostly just to give some stability here, so that if anything were to kick back, it's not going to take your hand with it or some. So I want to be extra careful with how I engineer this. And then, so basically what I'm trying to do right now is I can lock it in place so where it locks the shaft. Like that situation works pretty well because it's right here. So I could strap it there, or I could throw a cotter pin through this hole and kind of lock it in that position. But to disengage the lock, my engineering failed me there, because I have nowhere to lock that open. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And it's kind of not cooperating with me. I'm having a bad time.
Maybe it's because you are in this little space again.
I feel claustrophobic.
And so your mind can't have open and free ideas.
Mind breathe.
Maybe we need to go
That's
outside.
A good idea.
Let's go out in the fresh air and get some nature time. And ideally, we would just send it to the company and get a new one, or just get the old one replaced.
Yeah,
but
the people who made this, I haven't been able to find much history on the company at all, because I'm assuming they went out of business before the internet.
To be continued.
We'll figure something out.
Einstein.
Not today.
Maybe tomorrow.
Weinstein.
Weinstein. He's just whining and being a negative Nancy.
All right, so all cleaned up, and this is not perfect, but it's gonna have to do because I'm sick of this project. Basically, this is how it goes when we're motoring. It'll be in this position. I got this little cotter pin in here when we're ready to start sailing. It's not easy one-handed. Okay, that pulls out like that. I added this little section because this has to clear the little fire extinguisher pocket there. And then I also wanted a little bit extra leverage just in case. And this little bit helps stop it from looping all the way back around also. So that's there. Makes it uglier, but it works. That's what we're about. And then that cotter pin sticks in there, and that will keep the shaft braked. So I'll call it a success for now. We haven't tried it yet, but I like it so far. We'll see. Hear that? Me neither. That is the sound of no shaft spinning. Look, it's working. Got the pin all set in there. We only drip transmission fluid when we're running the motor now, not when we're sailing. It's a happy day. I like it. Success.
Hunter's very excited about this.
Why is it in standby?
Uh-oh, here he goes. Back to project mode, even while we're sailing. guys ready?
Yes, ma'am. Ready.
There's that beat drop. 3, 2, 1, go. I don't drink very often, but today we're popping out the champs for the champs. How excited are you?
It's a celebration, baby.
Why are we celebrating?
We got all the electronics going. We got the shaft brake going. Everything's working. We're stoked.
And we took dance lessons this morning, and we did great.
We'll show you some moves later.
Yeah, after our 4th lesson, we'll show you. What is it? And there it is. There you go. Come on. All right, I will say today we left here and I felt really good. Everything felt very smooth, and of course, like the little tight spots, like leaving the harbor, right where it got really tight with all the other boats, always gets a little nerve-wracking, but we made it out. Sailing well, navigation's really fun to learn and play with, and I was even in a tank top for a long time celebrating, and now I'm freezing again. Oh, I can't wait to finally be out on the open ocean doing this, somewhere warm, hopefully tropical, and where there's good surf waves. And one last thing, whatever you want in life, anything your wildest imagination can think of, it is possible. If you can imagine it, it is fully possible. It's not gonna happen overnight, and it's gonna take a lot of hard work. I know for us, it took about 3 years of working our asses off to save enough and to finally find the boat. It took us almost a year after we even had enough money saved. It took us another year to find our actual vessel that we were ready to purchase. But whatever you want in life, it doesn't have to be sailing around the world. It can be a switch of your career. Anything you want, just do it, right? The only thing that holds you back is yourself. So get out there and make today great.
What do you call a guy with no arms, no legs, sitting in the middle of the ocean?
A buoy.
Bob. What do you call a guy with no arms, no legs on your doorstep? Matt? What do you call a guy with no arms, no legs in a pile of leaves? Russell.
I've only heard these like 3 times.
What do you call a girl with one leg shorter than the other? Eileen. What do you call a Chinese girl with one leg shorter than the other? Irene.
Irene. What's your name?
They call me Jalen.
Where are you from?
I'm from, where you're from, Washington.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You don't remember?
Yes.
How's your first day sailing on a live-o?
I've been fed champagne, so it's great.
So he's very not wanting to talk to me right now.
So we just had a great day of sailing, and now we dropped down all the sails, and we're gonna set up the sea trial commissioning of the autopilot. And we just started the autopilot auto-tune process. It's just kind of steering us a little bit further every time, to port, to starboard. It's a little bit rocky out here, so hopefully this still works well, but I would imagine it's got to. Auto tune completed. Let's see what it brings us to next. That seemed too easy, but I guess that's it. We'll see. I gotta read more, I guess. Malvina's in charge now. She is going to dock us for the first time. She's very excited, as you can see.
Thankfully, Connor's been practicing his epoxy work, so hopefully if I get any names, it'll be fine. I got this. I watched the edit so many times, so I think I know where to turn.
I've heard a lot of I thinks.
Not looking good.
Oh, I got it. I've been struggling with that for like 5 minutes now. This is terrible.
Continuing on out with the old. These are the old ones here.
More old for ya.
Slash expired and no help with fires. And in with the new. Thanks, Con.
Alright, so Malvina is gone again, and I'm in here just making a freaking mess again. I decided I wanted to try to mount the Starlink on a rod holder off the stern. And so I have here the rod holder, and I have a little hole saw. This is what I like to call an oops arbor. I heard that name somewhere else online and I like it. Basically it allows you to keep your position of the hole saw by using that center one as the arbor bit. Super handy little trick there. And so I'm cutting the old Starlink mount so that I can still use all the little latching mechanism in there and kind of stabilize it inside this rod holder. So wish me luck. I think this might work. It's a little bit... I was about to go to Home Depot and get the right size hole saw, but I think I'm going to try and make this work, and it might just work out perfect. So it's not going to be the permanent solution, but kind of cool. It's $30 for the rod holder, so awesome. Get it off the deck. It was all going so well until I ran out of depth on the hole saw. I didn't think that one all the way through, so that is just a little bit deeper than how much I have there. So I'm so freaking close. I don't know what to do now. Maybe I'll just cut off the rest of the pieces with a grinder or sawzall or something, but then it's all ugly, and it was looking so good. That's a pretty nice little machining job, I think. Alright, I was just about to give up on that and go for the sawzall, and then I remembered I had this hole saw, which is just well, it's quite a bit deeper than the other Milwaukee ones. These are the Diablo ones that I've been tempted to throw away so many times because Milwaukee ones are way better for cutting holes for electrical work and such in metal. You can see the tooth count, and it's super aggressive teeth on that Diablo one, so it's not very fun to cut holes in metal with that. Yeah, this was pretty soft, little cast aluminum, I'm assuming, and got that out. Still got all the latching little mechanism in there, and try and get that into the rod holder. Doesn't fit perfect. Oh, look at that, slides right in there. I'll put a couple like grub screw type dealios in there, maybe just some regular screws. It might be thick enough for some 1/2-inch screws to kind of hold it steady in there, and yeah, give it a whirl. And so to keep the Starlink itself from rattling around, I'm gonna actually put this back in there. I had to take it out to get this to fit inside the tube there, but I'm gonna cut off just the amount that this is taking up because they don't jive together, and then I can slide this back in and keep it from clinking against the metal on the upper side. Alright, this is how it ended up. We just mounted it right here in the rod holder. I did it a little bit janky for now. We're gonna end up cleaning that up later, but that's all just zip tied to there and then goes through a little cowl into there, and then luckily we already had a route all the way down through the boat, so pretty easy. This is our big old 80 horsepower Perkins diesel here. The funny thing about that is I don't think horses swim very well, so why would they measure it in horsepower? It should be dolphin power or something like that. I don't really care how many horses can swim this fast. You think that's funny?
I feel like we're both being so goofy today. Where did that come from?